Hello again to the White Rabbit YouTube channel. Sorry about that last one. Bad internet connection, so I'll start over and maybe erase that one later on. Who knows? Today I'm going to review the previous dragon stories from Here Be Dragons, as well as tell you a few different stories, such as the story of the Welsh dragon, Slavic dragons, the Leviathan, and Tiamat, as well as go over the comments story from Marco Polo Dragons in China, as well as go over the upcoming episodes and show you a few weird pictures. I'll do this again. Sometimes with my friends, I'll just say, just tell me the name of a place or an object, and I'll tell you a conspiracy about it. And in the last live, like 10 minutes ago, someone asked me to say South Africa, so I'll do that again, but I'll do it a little bit later. So I'll just write. I don't have to write it. I'll remember. Okay. All right. So if you just want to write some random word like turtle or gold in the comments, I'll tell you a conspiracy about it, or like a place like Russia, Sweden, Czech Republic. These are all places that I recently mentioned, but you could say like uh, Lesotho. Okay, well, that's pretty random, but anyway. All right, so let's, as always, go over the comments first. So we have the legend commenter Ava Gold 2309 that commented, "I've never seen those fossils before. You always add such great details." And she's talking about, I included like it looks like a dragon skull, but it's a dinosaur skull that resembles a dragon. It's really weird. I tried to find a picture of it, but I could only find giants' bones. Anyway, so the skull shown was a Pachycephalosaur, a category of dinosaur discovered in 2004, now named Dracorex Hogwartsia. A shout out to Harry Potter. Comment from Marco Samulo 4016 commented, "Can't wait, hee hee." But that was commented before the episode was live because I posted it in advance. So thanks for your patient wait for this episode. And from Ian9738, "Thank you. Good job, like always." So thank you very much for the comments. Much appreciated. I'll tell you a few new dragon stories and go over the previous dragon stories. So everybody knows Marco Polo, but what people might not know is that he spent 17 years in China around the year 1271 AD. And during his time there, he noticed that many people had dragons and they would yoke them to their chariots for parades and have ceremonial, spiritual ceremonies with them. And interestingly, the 12 signs of the Chinese zodiac are all real animals except for dragons. So there's a rat, horse, dog, ox, rabbit, tiger, snake, ram, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. And the 12th is a dragon. Why would the Chinese include a mythical animal among other real animals? Because the dragon was not mythical, it was real, but it's gone now. And one of the reasons people think the dragons are gone is because as dragons, they are similar to birds, and birds have hollow bones. And so when they die, their bones decompose faster and they don't produce fossils. But I'm sure we've found pterodactyls before, so I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, as for the not legend, conspiracy about South Africa. So I mentioned in the previous live 5 or 10 minutes ago that if you name a country or an object, I'll tell you a conspiracy about it. And then one guy commented, Let me check. I'm still live. Okay. One guy commented that South Africa. So South Africa is here. We've got a whirlwind thing, which means a portal. We've got a UFO, and we've got the anomaly. So the portal and the UFO are together, as many people have witnessed UFOs just flying directly into the side of the mountain and poof, disappearing. So it's like a portal. And I have mentioned this in the Inner Earth episode, which is upcoming. Many cases of UFOs flying into the sides of mountains or volcanoes and disappearing, like Mount Opitomio in Italy, Mount Shasta in the United States and California, and Mount Kailash in Tibet, and many more. So stay tuned for that one. It's going to be one of my best. All right. So, and also for South Africa, in Swaziland, now known as Eswatini, they have a legend. Well, they have oral traditions of histories from a time before the moon was present. So in those days, it was just perpetual twilight, and there was no sun, there were no moon, only stars, and that's how they could, move around and whatever. But then the god of the Zulu people, which is like a hard name to say with a lot of views, like I can't even guess at it, but it would be like Kumululu or something like that. So he brought the moon to the where it is now, and that brought stability to the world. Now there's like tides, and they can measure time because the moon goes by, and then now the sun and the moon are switching and making day and night, so they can know what's going on better. But they also have another legend where the moon used to be a lot closer to Earth and has been gradually moving away, which is in line with science, because NASA says that the moon is moving away from the Earth at the speed your fingernail grows. So if someone could double check that for me, it'd be great, but that's what I heard and that's what I believed. All right. So if you know another place or say another random word, I'll tell you a conspiracy about it. And right now I will tell you another dragon story. So I mentioned the Tiamat in the Proof That Humans and Dinosaurs Live Together episode. And we'll just go a little deeper because it's a dragon and we're talking about dragons. So the story is from ancient Mesopotamia, which is from the Sumerians, and they have the oldest surviving language that is recorded on clay tablets, as everything else is. And it was recorded in the Enuma Ish from the 2nd millennium BC. And there's a serpent deity monster emerged from the sea to threaten all of creation, and the young god Marduk from the Anunnaki killed the monster, saving the world. So that is Tiamat. And then we have Leviathan, which I also mentioned in the I mentioned that one in the Sea Monsters episode. Pretty sure. Okay. So Leviathan symbolizes chaos or evil. And this is from the Bible, Isaiah 27:1. So I'm just going to quote it. In that day, the Lord with his sore and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. So dragon in the Bible passage is a translation from the Hebrew word tianin, which means sea monster, serpent, or even dragon, depending on the interpretation. All right. We have the Welsh dragon. All right. And the Welsh dragon has a strange name that is very hard to say. It's like YDD Reg Gosh. The red dragon, the most famous in the United Kingdom, which is depicted on the Welsh flag. In legend, the red dragon fought the white dragon, symbolizing the Welsh's people's struggle against invaders. The red dragon's victory over the white dragon is seen as prophecy for the Welsh to triumph over the Saxons. And the Saxons were Germanic tribes that came over to England after the Romans left. Uh, and there was like a power vacuum, and the Welsh and the Saxons have been fighting ever since. And I'd say the large, okay, yes, recycled interfold paper. I am here. Hello, yes, hello. I see you. Thank you for the hearts. And that was my fear. If I anyway. So the Saxons are fighting the Welsh, and even though the dragon represents their victory, a victory was not found. It wasn't like a complete annihilation. The Welsh were able to keep some of their original lands, but most of it was to the Saxons. Wow! Thank you from recycled interfold paper. Yeah, that's right. Slavic and Russian dragons are depicted with 3 heads, and if you cut off one of the heads, it will grow back. It can fly, it breathes fire, lives in the mountains, in the forest, and dark caves. And it's a similar saga for all the stories where the prince or the knight has to go and kill the dragon to win the king's daughter's hand in marriage. Slavic dragons, yes. That's cool. Yes, thank you. So the upcoming episodes, I have Mount Kailash, which is here and here. Anyway, so upcoming episode, Mount Kailash, is next Sunday. Recycled interfollowed paper commented, I love dragons. Thank you for loving dragons and watching my live episode. All right, so upcoming episodes. Mount Kailash is amazing. Inner Earth entrance, UFOs flying in and out of the mountain and out of the lakes in front of it. Entrance to the Inner Earth, 100,000 inhabitants disappeared without a trace. I can't wait. Thank you. And then I will be going on vacation to the Palau to filming the pyramid in Palau, and there's actually more than one pyramid, and legends of giants in Palau. So I'll be filming that while I'm there, and then wait a few weeks and you can see it. And while I'm gone, I'm going to finally post the full Moo episode, which is Moo parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 combined, which was its original intent to be as one episode, but then became 4. Anyway, we've covered that before. I didn't mention in this one. Oops, it's going now. So I have the Ley Lines episode. I was going to show the picture, but I think I put it on the floor, but not going to reach for it now. So Ley Lines episode is going to be after the Moo episode. So 1 week later, because there's not going to be a live for the full Moo, because we already did 4 lives, I think. Or no, we just did 1 or 2. It's done, whatever. We have the Dogmen, or Cynocephali. Anyway, I haven't coined it quite well enough yet. Which are dog-headed people, which probably most people have heard of Saint Christopher, the patron saint of travelers. But what most people don't know is that he was a cynocephali, a dog-headed being, which I will go into detail in that episode. And then I have the Inner Earth episode coming out. And those are all the ones I have lined up for now. I haven't put much thought into what I'm going to do after that, but Palau will be there as well. So I guess that about covers it. So that's all for today. Thank you for braving out the part 1 and part 2 lives, and hopefully this one is just as everyone can see it without a problem. So, as always, uncovering the truth, one conspiracy at a time. See you next week on the White Rabbit YouTube channel.